Hello, Alessandrina here, and today I thought it would be really helpful to talk about doing a body scan and how you can experience and also develop this process of tuning into your body more and more deeply and without the mind, without using your mind, to actually become aware of any places where you might be holding on, where there's tension, contraction, and where things are not flowing as optimally as they could. So doing a body scan, whether you do it because you know that there's something happening in your system and you're wanting to kind of tune into how it's developing, how things are processing, and your own process of refinement in terms of healing, or simply because you want to evaluate and stay in touch with your body and the level of tension, contraction that you might be experiencing so that you can have less tension. So there's an approach that's more preemptive, proactive, and an approach that's maybe more like a response. Both are wonderful, and of course if you have symptomology, it's good to have a process right now of responding, and then as the symptomology dissolves, then you can start to have that process and you can apply it just on an ongoing basis as a preemptive, proactive process of being in tune with your own body, and also being able to proactively prevent any blockages that could arise as a result of maybe tensing in certain areas of your system in a non-optimal fashion. So by doing that, then you can prevent symptoms from occurring and blockages that could lead, for instance, to illness or to negative thoughts or negative emotions. So when we go back to the physical body without the mind, so the body scan is not a mental process. It's not a process of mind trying to analyze what you're feeling, trying to label what you're feeling. It's really a process of tuning into your body and what your body might be feeling, and whether the body is in a state of openness or contraction. So you could say that's in a way labeling. That said, it's more actually kind of becoming familiar with the state that you're in, and defining it, not labeling it. That said, defining it is important. It allows you to be with the energy and to observe it without trying to then say, oh, this is good or this is bad. Really, oh, this is, expanded or it's contracted. There's either a rapid flow or there's more like of a slow energy in that area. It's hot or cold. And so defining it in those ways can be helpful, or you can simply be in a state where you're allowing yourself, as you're scanning the body, to go from the top of your head all the way down to your toes without actually thinking or interpreting any of the sensations that you're feeling, simply being with each sensation as you feel it. So in this process, it can be helpful to start from the top of your head and to then just follow from the top, going through the head cavity, down your neck, and then down your chest, then down your arms, hands, fingers, then continuing back through the front of the body towards the abdomen and the sacrum, and you can go then to the back of the body. So you can start with the front of the body, then go to the back of the body and the back, the top of the back, the middle, and the bottom, and then go into the legs and into your feet and your toes. Of course, you can also, if you wish, as you're doing this scan, kind of go into each organ if you're familiar with the organs. And if you're not familiar with the organs, you can allow yourself to just feel in the space of your entire chest cavity and abdomen, whatever you feel there, and whether you have sensations, the kinds of sensations that you have, again, without going into the mind, just like allowing yourself to feel what you feel. And if there's any definition, again, more from the viewpoint of expansion or contraction, just observing if there is space, if there is expansion, or if there is tension and contraction in any space in the body. And as you're doing this scan and you're becoming familiar, if you do that, for instance, on a daily basis, you'll become more and more familiar with the space of your body and what you're maybe where you might be holding, where there might not be as much space, where there might be more tension, more contraction. And as you do that, and as you stay in those spaces where there might be more tension or contraction, what you're actually doing by staying in those spaces without reacting to the tension or the contraction is like you're actually with the energy. And as you stay with the energy, which is not the tendency when we feel pain, we tend to either distract away from the pain, or we tend to start to make a story about the pain and what it is and what it means and its implications, instead of just actually sitting in it and just feeling what you feel and just being in the contraction or the tension with relaxation. And so this process of the scanning, the full body scanning, is a process that actually teaches you very deeply to no longer be in the mind when relating to your body, and to really be in the body and to occupy the body, to be present to your body, to also be relaxed in your body, and through that to increase relaxation, to increase presence, and to really give you the opportunity to be more embodied, more actually in a state where you feel supported by your body, you feel contained in your body, and you have a sense of peace being inside your body, no matter what symptomology you might be experiencing in any moment. And of course, it's going to slow down your mind. It's going to slow down your breath, which is going to help you be even more present. And as you're more present, of course, you're more conscious, you're less in your thoughts, you're less in any tendency to project and to operate from the past. Our projections come from the past. And so now you're more able to tangibly assess and feel what is happening within you, within others around you, in your environment, and then to relate to yourself, to others, to the environment, in a way that is, again, more conscious and grounded and more optimal, because of that deep presence and the state of consciousness that you're in. And of course, the more conscious and present and grounded we are, the more able we are to actually make choices that are going to be more aligned with our deepest intentions. We're going to be more also able to receive guidance, facilitation from spirit, and to be in a state of deeper inner peace and equanimity within ourselves. And also, of course, if we are in a state of peace, equanimity within ourselves, we're also going to be equanimous with others and in the world. And so now the dance between us and others is going to become more balanced, more harmonious, more peaceful. It will have more ease. And so I highly recommend this process. I personally do it when I first wake up in the morning. I allow myself to really tune into my own system and kind of assess where I am and what might be going on within my whole system, and to just bring presence and breath, and also to bring this deep peace and stillness and silence in any place where I might feel that energy might be moving in a way that is maybe not as balanced as it would optimally be. Another time to do that, which is a really, really helpful time, is when you go to bed, of course, before falling asleep. It actually helps to fall asleep and to go deeper into sleep, because it gives you the opportunity to actually let go of anything that you might be holding on to from the day. And so as you let go of whatever has not been processed during the day, and you process it in this supposedly passive way, which is actually more optimal and adapted than any thought process could be to any things, any of the things that we might feel to be unresolved. So when you sit with it and you allow yourself to feel it, you're actually processing it and you're transmuting it. So it's a wonderful process right before falling asleep, so that you can go into deeper sleep and you can resolve those things on a really deep level, rather than trying to resolve it through the mind and then going into a dream state where you're processing a lot subconsciously and you don't get as much rest for your body. And then another time where you can do this simple practice is actually at any time during the day when you realize that you got triggered, you realize that you got into a negative emotional state, a negative thinking state, and that you're in a state of reactivity. And so if you proactively do that when those things come up, and you respond to them in this way over time, you'll be kind of like on the front end of it instead of the back end of it, and you'll keep your body in a state of presence and grounding and relaxation and peace. So it's a very, very simple practice, and the simplest practices are actually the deepest, because we're not using our mind and our intellect to try to come up with things to resolve our different distortions, the ego distortions. We're really just allowing ourselves to use somatic, like feeling and being present with our body to actually process things at the deepest level, at the subconscious level. And that makes a difference, because it's not just the mind trying to come up with things at that level, which is maybe a more superficial level. We're actually working at the deepest level, at the level of the subconscious mind, where we're changing the subconscious, and that's always helpful. We do have a free guided body scan on our website. Our free guided meditation website is called theepicself.com. I'll put a link in this video with the website address, and you can visit this website, and if you look up body scan, you'll find it, and you'll see that it can really train you into this state of peace and relaxation and reprogramming your subconscious mind at the deepest level. Sending you much love.